Hey everyone! Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into a coin that might be sitting in your pocket change right now, the 2000 Lincoln Memorial Penny. Yes, just 1 cent, but did you know some of these pennies could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars? In this video, we'll break down the history of the 2000 penny, what makes certain ones valuable, how you can check yours, and the surprising prices collectors have paid for these little copper treasures. So grab your coin jars, sit back, and let's find out if you're sitting on a hidden fortune. First, let's go back in time. The Lincoln cent was first minted in 1909 to commemorate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. It was the first regular U.S. coin to feature a real person. The famous profile of Lincoln was designed by Victor David Brenner, and over the decades, the reverse design has changed a few times. From 1959 to 2008, the back of the penny featured the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C., a design created by Frank Gasparo. If you look closely, you can actually see a tiny statue of Lincoln sitting between the columns. Pretty cool, right? The penny struck in the year 2000 at the Denver Mint, that's what the D mint mark stands for, is part of this long and iconic series. The Denver Mint, located in Colorado, produces billions of coins every year, and in 2000 alone, they struck over 8.8 billion 1-cent coins. Now, you might think, 8.8 billion pennies? How could this be worth anything more than a cent? Well, that's where things get interesting. Most 2000 pennies you'll find are only worth face value because they're so common. They were made mostly for everyday use, grocery change, vending machines, piggy banks, you name it. However, collectors always look for coins that stand out from the rest. This is where special varieties and mint errors come in. So, what exactly should you look for? Condition. This is huge. If your penny is in uncirculated or mint state condition, with no scratches, dings, or discoloration, it could be worth much more than 1 cent. Coin grading ranges from poor to perfect, and collectors will pay a premium for high-grade examples. Errors and varieties. The real jackpot with the 2000 penny is mint errors. Mistakes can happen during the minting process: doubling, off-center strikes, die cracks, or repunched mint marks. For example, a double die verse, where parts of the design appear doubled, can make a simple penny worth hundreds of dollars. One famous variety is the 2000 wide AM penny, but that's mainly for the Philadelphia Mint. The 2000 wide AM is extremely rare. If you do find one, you could be looking at a serious payday. Full red color, copper pennies tone brown over time. If you find a 2000 penny that still has its original bright red copper luster, especially in mint state, it's worth more to collectors. Let's talk real numbers. You might wonder, has anyone actually made big money on these pennies? Yes. For example, a 2000 penny graded MS68 red, that's nearly flawless, sold at auction for over $200. It's just 1 cent in face value, but because of its condition, it became a collector's item. Some rare era pennies from other years have sold for thousands, so it's always worth checking your change. One era penny from the Lincoln Memorial series even sold for over $15,000 because of a dramatic double die error. Imagine finding that in your couch cushions. Now, here's how you can hunt for valuable 2000 pennies. Gather your coins, search through your spare change, piggy banks, old jars, or even bank rolls. Check the mint mark. Look for the small D under the date, which means it was made in Denver. Inspect for errors. Use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to look for doubling, die cracks, or repunched mint marks. Check the color and condition. The brighter and shinier, the better. Look for full red examples. Step 5. Get it graded if it looks special. If you think you've got a rare error or a high-grade penny, consider sending it to a professional coin grading service. This can authenticate its value and help you get the best price if you sell it. So, is your 2000 penny worth thousands? Maybe. Most are only worth a cent, but the thrill of the hunt is what makes coin collecting so exciting. One tiny detail, one rare error, or one perfect coin could turn a simple penny into a small fortune. Always check your change. You never know when history and value might be sitting right in your pocket. If you found this video helpful, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe for more rare coin stories, and drop a comment below if you've ever found a valuable penny. Have fun searching, and who knows? Maybe your next coin could change your life. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Welcome back to the channel, coin lovers and treasure hunters. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of American coins, and our spotlight is on one of the most iconic and historical coins ever minted in the United States, the 1-cent D coin, also known as the Lincoln penny with the D mint mark. This little copper beauty may seem small in size, but it carries a massive legacy, rich history, and in some cases, shocking value. If you've ever picked up a penny and noticed a small letter D under the date, you might be holding more than just 1 cent in your hand. Let's explore everything about the 1-cent D coin, from its origin story to its current market worth and hidden treasures in circulation. Let's begin. The story of the 1-cent coin begins all the way back in 1793 when the first large cents were introduced in the United States. But the 1-cent coin as we know it today really took shape in 1909 with the birth of the Lincoln cent. It was created to commemorate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth, making it the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure. Until then, coins only carried symbolic imagery like Lady Liberty. The Lincoln cent was designed by Victor David Brenner. On the obverse, or the front side, you'll find the famous bust of Abraham Lincoln facing right. This design has remained largely unchanged for over a century, making it one of the longest-running coin designs in the world. Now, let's talk about the D mint mark. The D on the Lincoln cent stands for the Denver Mint in Colorado. The United States Mint operates several branches, and coins minted in Denver carry the D mint mark. Other major mints include Philadelphia with no mint mark, San Francisco with an S, and occasionally West Point with a W.SO. If you have a 1-cent coin with AD under the date, it was struck in Denver. And that makes it part of a very large and historical production line. Since its opening in 1906, the Denver Mint has produced billions of coins, including countless Lincoln cents. Over the years, the composition of the coin has changed. From 1909 to 1982, most pennies were made of 95% copper and 5% zinc. But in 1982, due to rising copper prices, the U.S. Mint switched to a composition of 97.5% zinc and only 2.5% copper with a thin copper plating. That change is significant, especially when determining the value of these coins today. Let's now break down the value of the 1-cent D coin. While most pennies in circulation are worth just 1 cent, some can be worth a lot more, depending on the year, condition, rarity, and errors. Here are some highlights. 1955 D Lincoln cent. In regular circulated condition, it might be worth just a few cents. But if you have one in mint state, the value can go up to $5 or even $10. 1969 D Lincoln cent. In brilliant uncirculated condition, this can bring in up to $20 depending on the grade. 1972 D Lincoln cent. Known for a possible double die obverse error, these coins can fetch up to a few $100s if authenticated. 1983 D Lincoln cent. If struck on a copper planchet instead of zinc, it's extremely rare and can be worth thousands. 1995 D Lincoln cent. With the popular doubling error, this penny could be worth up to $50 or more. 2009 D Lincoln Bicentennial Series. Special edition designs commemorating 200 years since Lincoln's birth. These are not particularly rare yet but are highly collectible and may rise in value over time. In everyday circulation, the value of most D mint mark pennies is just face value. But among them, hidden gems exist. If you're lucky enough to find a rare era coin or a low mintage year, you might be looking at a small fortune from a coin most people ignore. In fact, some 1-cent D coins have sold at auctions for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. A 1969 S double die penny once sold for over $35,000. While that's an S mint mark, similar errors on D coins also carry premium value. Now, let's talk about how to spot valuable pennies. Step 1. Check the date and mint mark. Some years have rare varieties. Step 2. Look for errors. These include off-center strikes, doubling of the letters or numbers, repunched mint marks, and die cracks. Step 3. Weigh your coin. Older copper pennies weigh around 3.11 grams. Zinc-based coins weigh about 2.5 grams. If the weight doesn't match the expected composition, it could be a mint error or transitional coin. Step 4. Check the condition. Coins in mint state or uncirculated condition always fetch higher prices. The world of coin collecting is not just a hobby. For many, it's a passion and even a profession. The Lincoln cent with the D mint mark continues to attract collectors worldwide because of its historical significance and hidden treasures. Whether it's a wartime steel penny, a rare doubled die, or a misprinted planchet, the thrill of the hunt keeps the value of these coins alive. So the next time you find a penny lying on the ground or sitting quietly in your drawer, take a closer look. That 1-cent coin with the D might just be your golden ticket. From a historic tribute to Abraham Lincoln to surprising collector value, the 1-cent D coin truly tells the story of America, one small cent at a time. If you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell icon so you never miss another coin treasure reveal. Let us know in the comments below, have you ever found a valuable D mint penny? Share your story with us and join the coin collectors community. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy collecting! Welcome back to our channel, coin collectors and treasure hunters. Today we're diving into a small but mighty coin that many people overlook, the 1-dime 2000D. Yes, the tiny 10-cent coin that may be sitting in your pocket change could be worth more than its face value. So make sure to stay with us until the very end of this video because we're going to explore its rich history, detailed design, hidden minting secrets, and most importantly, the big money value some of these dimes can carry in circulation today. So grab your magnifying glass, open your coin albums, and let's uncover the untold story of the 2000D Roosevelt dime. Before we zoom into the year 2000, let's rewind for a moment. The 1-dime, also known as the 10-cent coin, has a deep-rooted history in American coinage. Introduced in 1796, the dime was one of the first silver coins minted by the United States Mint. Over time, the dime has evolved in design, metal composition, and purpose, but its importance in everyday commerce and collecting has never diminished. The current design of the dime features the face of Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States. After his death in 1945, the nation wanted to honor his legacy, especially for his efforts in founding the March of Dimes to combat polio. Thus, the Roosevelt dime was first released in 1946 and continues to be minted to this day. Now, let's talk about the 2000D Roosevelt dime specifically. The D mint mark stands for the Denver Mint, where this dime was struck in the year 2000. It was produced using the modern clad composition. That means the coin is made of outer layers of copper nickel bonded to an inner core of pure copper. Each dime weighs about 2.27 grams and has a diameter of 17.91 millimeters. In the year 2000, the Denver Mint produced an estimated 1.3 billion Roosevelt dimes. Yes, that's over a billion dimes. With such a massive number in circulation, you might wonder, what makes any single 2000D dime special? Well, the answer lies in condition, errors, and rarity. Here's where things get exciting. Even though billions were made, not all dimes are created equal. There are some rare errors and varieties that collectors are constantly searching for. These include off-center strikes, where the coin design is not properly aligned. Depending on how far off-center it is, these dimes can be worth $50 to $200 or more. Double die errors. If you find a 2000D dime with visible doubling on the date, lettering, or Roosevelt's eye and mouth, it could be a double die variety, which collectors will pay a premium for. Clipped planchets. These are dimes that were struck on incomplete coin blanks. They can fetch $20 to $100 depending on the severity and condition. Missing clad layer. Sometimes, the outer copper nickel layer may be missing, revealing a reddish copper core. These unusual coins are often worth $150 to $300. So if you're holding a 2000D dime, it's worth giving it a closer look. These rare varieties might be hiding right in your change jar or wallet. The value of any coin also heavily depends on its condition, which is assessed through coin grading. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70 by professional services like PCGS or NGC. A circulated 2000D dime in average condition is worth face value, just 10 cents. An uncirculated or mint state dime, especially one graded MS65 or higher, can be worth $1 to $5. A perfectly preserved MS67 or MS68 dime is rarer and can bring in $30 to $150 or more, depending on the demand and collector interest. Remember, collectors are willing to pay top dollar for flawless examples that show no signs of wear, have sharp details, and have brilliant luster. Let's talk about some real-life sales of the 2000D dime that shocked collectors. A 2000D dime graded MS68 by NGC sold for over $200 in a professional auction due to its pristine condition. A 2000D Roosevelt dime with an off-center error fetched $120 on eBay, proving that even modern coins can surprise us with value. A rare missing clad layer error dime was once sold for $350 at Heritage Auctions, one of the largest auction houses for rare coins. These examples show that the tiniest coin in your hand might hold a hidden fortune if it has the right traits. So now the big question is, should you keep your 2000D dime? The answer is a resounding yes, especially if the coin is in mint state with no scratches or wear. You notice any kind of unusual feature or possible error. It has a clear strike, bright luster, and strong eye appeal. Even if you only find one or two that stand out, it could be worth more than 10 times, 100 times, or even 1,000 times its face value. So there you have it. The fascinating story of the 2000D Roosevelt dime. A coin that's more than just pocket change. From its historical significance honoring President Franklin Roosevelt, to rare mint errors and high-grade values, this dime has a lot more to offer than meets the eye. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about valuable coins you may already own, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss out on any of our future coin hunting adventures. Drop a comment below if you have a 2000D dime or any other interesting coin, and we might feature it in an upcoming video. Until next time, keep collecting, stay curious, and remember, treasure is often found in the most unexpected places. Thanks for watching. Welcome back, coin lovers and treasure hunters. In today's video, we're diving deep into the fascinating story behind one of the smallest yet most powerful coins in American history, the coin of 1 dime. This little silver piece might seem ordinary, but did you know it holds a massive legacy, a surprising history, and in some cases, a value that can make you hundreds or even thousands of dollars richer? Stick around till the end, because what you're about to discover could change how you look at your pocket change forever. Let's take it back to the very beginning. The word dime comes from the Latin word decimus, meaning 1/10. That's because a dime is 1/10 of a dollar. The first official United States dime was minted in the year 1796, and it was authorized by the Coinage Act of 1792. Back then, coins were struck with real silver, and the early dimes were no exception. The first dime was known as the draped bust dime, and it was designed by Robert Scott, the first chief engraver of the United States Mint. These early dimes had no denomination marked on them, just a profile of Lady Liberty on the front and an eagle on the reverse. Imagine that, holding money without a number on it. You just had to know it was worth 10 cents. Over the decades, the dime has gone through several design changes, from the draped bust to the capped bust, the seated Liberty, and finally, to the barber dime at the turn of the 20th century. Each of these designs represents a unique chapter in American history, with artistic styles that reflect the fashion and ideals of their time. Now let's fast forward to 1946, the year the Roosevelt dime was introduced. This is the dime we're most familiar with today. It features the profile of President Franklin D. Roosevelt on the obverse, a tribute to his legacy and his leadership during the Great Depression and World War II. Roosevelt also helped establish the March of Dimes, a campaign to fight polio, a disease he personally battled. The reverse side of the Roosevelt dime shows a torch in the center, symbolizing liberty, flanked by an olive branch on the left, representing peace, and an oak branch on the right, standing for strength and independence. From 1946 to 1964, Roosevelt dimes were made of 90% silver and 10% copper. That means these older dimes actually contain rare precious metal, making them highly sought after by collectors and investors. But something major happened in 1965. Due to the rising price of silver, the U.S. Mint stopped making dimes with silver content. From that point on, all dimes were made using a clad composition, with a core of pure copper and outer layers of copper-nickel. So how do you tell the difference? Simple. Pre-1965 dimes have a solid silver edge, while post-1965 dimes have a visible copper stripe when you look at the edge. That little detail can mean the difference between 10 cents and $2, or even more if silver prices rise. Now here's where things get really interesting. Not all dimes are created equal. Some have errors, rare misprints, double dies, off-center strikes, or missing mint marks that make them incredibly valuable. For example, the 1982 No. P. Roosevelt dime is one of the most famous error coins in U.S. history. It was struck at the Philadelphia Mint but mistakenly left out the P mint mark. Some of these have sold for over $300 depending on condition. Another gem is the 1968 S. Roosevelt dime with a proof error or rare cameo contrast, some of which can fetch hundreds of dollars at auction. Even modern-day dimes, if found in pristine mint state or with the right error, can be worth a lot. So always keep an eye out. Your pocket change might be worth a small fortune. In circulation, the dime still holds its 10-cent value. But for collectors, the story is different. Silver dimes from 1964 and earlier typically sell for their melt value or more, which can be between $2 to $5 depending on silver prices. Proof dimes, especially those in original packaging from the U.S. Mint, carry premiums. Graded dimes from PCGS or NGC with high mint state grades like MS67 or MS68 can go for hundreds or thousands depending on rarity. Some uncirculated rolls of older dimes, especially those with key dates or low mintages, have appreciated significantly in value over the years. There are even dimes from the 1800s that collectors will pay thousands to OW&.so. While most dimes are just 10 cents, certain ones have become true hidden treasures. Want to know how to find valuable dimes in your pocket or coin jar? Here are a few quick tips. Check the dates. Anything from 1964 or earlier is silver. Look at the edges. If there's no copper stripe, it might be silver. Look for mint marks. A missing or unusual mint mark could mean an error. Examine for damage or double stamping. Strange textures could indicate rare minting issues. Use a magnifier or coin loop. It helps you catch small details that make a big difference. The dime may be small, but its story is big. From silver currency to honoring a great president, from wartime sacrifices to modern collecting, the coin of one dime holds more history and hidden wealth than meets the EYE.so. The next time you get change from a store or find a coin under your couch cushion, take a second look. That little dime might be worth more than you think. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of the one dime coin, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and click the bell icon so you never miss a treasure hunting update. Share this video with your friends and family. Who knows, someone might be sitting on a fortune without even knowing it. Thanks for watching, and as always, keep collecting, keep searching, and keep your eyes on the coins, because history is in your hands. In today's video, we're diving deep into some of the most valuable and rare mint era coins in U.S. history, coins that might look ordinary at first glance but are worth hundreds of thousands, even millions of dollars in the collector's market. We're talking about the famous 1909 Lincoln cent with the rare VDB initials, the legendary 1955 bubble die penny, the mysterious 1920 No D Lincoln cent, and the rare error-struck 1946 and 1951 wheat pennies, all coins with jaw-dropping values due to extremely rare minting mistakes. These aren't just coins, they're hidden treasures hiding in plain sight and today behind their unbelievable value. Let's start with the first coin on our list, the most expensive United States Abraham Lincoln wheat 1 cent 1909 VDB reverse with the mint mark featuring a major off-center mint error. The 1909 Lincoln cent is an iconic piece of American coinage history, as it marked the first year the Lincoln portrait replaced the Indian head design on the penny this coin was introduced to commemorate the centennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth, attribute to one of the nation's most revered presidents, designed by Victor David Breener, whose initials VDDB are prominently displayed on the reverse side near the rim. This coin holds a special place in the hearts of collectors. In 1909, the U.S. Mint struck pennies at both the Philadelphia and San Francisco mints, but the coins from the San Francisco Mint, distinguished by this mint mark, are generally scarcer and more valuable. The 1909 SVDB wheat tint is particularly priced because it was minted in relatively low numbers. Just for 184,000 were produced, which is minuscule compared to other Lincoln cents. The design of this coin features Abraham Lincoln's right-facing profile on the obverse side with the words "In God We Trust" above, Liberty to the left, and the date 1909 to the right. The reverse bears the 1-cent denomination within a wreath along with the VDB initials at the bottom. Now, what makes this specific coin absolutely exceptional is the major off-center minting error. Off-center errors happen when a coin is struck outside the proper alignment of the die, causing a portion of the design to be missing and the coin's shape to be irregular. This is not just a minor misstrike, it's a major centering error where a significant part of the coin's design is displaced, making it highly desirable among collectors. Off-center coins from the early 20th century are rare as quality control was stringent. Even then, this rarity makes the 1909 SVDB off-center coin incredibly valuable, especially when theft centering is dramatic and the coin remains in good condition without excessive wear. Collectors highly prize this coin because it represents a perfect storm of numismatic interest. A historically significant date, a scarce mint mark, the presence of the elusive VDB initials, and a major mint error that adds uniqueness. In today's auction market, such a coin can command prices well over $1.7 million, depending on the severity of the off-centering and overall condition of the coin. Coins would still show a clear portrait of Lincoln and readable date can bring in bids toward the higher end of this range, especially in uncirculated or near uncirculated grades. The market for Lincoln cents with mint errors has grown substantially over the past decade as collectors look for unique pieces that combine history with rarity. The 1909 SVDB with a major off-center strike is a perfect example. It not only tells a story about early 20th century coin but also captivates collectors with its distinct and eye-catching flaw. In addition to their monetary value, these coins represent a tangible link to a pivotal era in U.S. history and numismatic innovation. Collectors appreciate the artistry of Breener's design and the historic significance of Lincoln's portrait replacing the Indian head design for the first time because of her rarity, condition, and dramatic minter. 1909 SVDB off-center cents are among the crown jewels of any Lincoln cent collection. Serious collectors often pay a premium for these coins at auction, driving the market value to extraordinary levels that easily surpass $1.7 million, with some exceptional specimens fetching even more. As with all valuable coins, provenance and certification are critical. Coins graded and authenticated by reputable grading services like PCGS or NGC can realize much higher auction values as buyers have confidence in their authenticity and condition. Off-center strikes are also visually stunning, making them a prized display piece. Now, shifting our focus to the next coin on our list, the 1955 Abraham Lincoln Hui 1 cent featuring the